I'm gonna play Franklin Graham because he was, I guess, are pushing for Trump's ballroom, right? But I want to tell you what Jesus says after he talks, right? America has become morally rotten, completely sick with sin, transgenderism, same-sex marriage, opening women's locker rooms to men are just the tip of the iceberg. Why do we need to rededicate ourselves? When God sent the flood and destroyed the earth, it was because man's heart had become so evil and violent. In the news, we see unimaginable violence, rapes, murders, mass shootings. On YouTube, there's so much. Let me just say this. What this man is not addressing, because he said America is becoming hateful and evil. Let me tell you the history of America, because we were coming out of that. Yes, we are going to have some times of chaos and or transformation, right? But the country was built on slavery, where they literally went and bought people from another continent, brought them here, whipped them, raped them, murdered them, and then not even talking about the indigenous people of this land. They, even the preachers, the church leaders, built schoolhouses and forced the indigenous people with their children to go into these schoolhouses because they said they were going to eradicate the what did they call them? The savage out of them, right? So they kept them from speaking their language, beat the language out of them, raped them as well, and then the children they produced, a lot of them are mixed people that were put into orphanages, right? And a lot of them don't even know that they were adopted. The raped indigenous children were the children are from them. And he's talking about the sin of the United States. He's talking about what's happening now when you had actual men who call themselves straight raping children and preachers and priests and things like that, and calling themselves righteous and holy. And then those children, because their minds are all fucked up, get into alcoholism and drug use and things like that. And he has the nerve to talk about transgenderism and being gay. And you have actual homosexual men who fake like they're straight. And he wants to talk about what sin is worse. And what he sees is more diabolical and or an abomination. And you have these men that did this stuff in secret to young little girls and still do. And he talked about locker rooms. Didn't Trump go into dressing rooms of young Miss America pageant girls and stuff? Girls that hadn't even become women yet. Wasn't he in their locker room? Is he forgetting that part? Everything that these fake religious leaders say and do can be picked apart. They turn a blind eye to the sins of the people that they uphold and push and represent, and turned a deafening blind eye and deaf ear to what they've done, said, and the things that they're accumulating and the things that they're doing that are against what Jesus he claims he worships. This is all fucking mouth service. But I'll tell you this. Where are we at? Hold on. I lost my place. What's going on here? I lost my spot. Just a minute. Here we go.
So I was trying to turn it around. I wanted you to be able to see, but this is Matthew chapter 7, verse 22 and 23. And I wanted it to be big enough so you could see it. So Matthew chapter 7, verse 23 and 23 to 24, but I'll read this whole one right here. True and false disciples. Not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter into the kingdom of heaven. One who hold on. Just a minute. I want to make sure that you can all see it. And I can read it. So here we go. Matthew 20, we'll start with 21, 7:21. It says, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say it to me in that day. We're in that day. I'm telling you right now. Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name? And did we not, and in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles? And in 23 he says, then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. This one says, away from me, you evildoers. But he said, get away from me. I do not know you, workers of lawlessness. Which is the time we are living in. Because everything that this administration has done is corrupt. And even now, they've got these corrupt preachers preaching to these masses, so-called in the name of Jesus. And you have them calling out Jesus in this demonstration. I'm not even going to call it anything holy because there's nothing holy about what they've done.